Every individual is different. Some interventions work for everybody. Some only work for one or two. It's very important that you sit down and figure out what works for this client. One of the things that I have that helps my staff is I have created what is called a crisis action plan. It was developed between my psychologist and myself, so it's been approved. But what it is it's a scale of 1 to 10. And based on where I am on that scale in distress, determines which things I do. So I have it broken up in 1 to 3, 4 to 7, 7 to 10. If it is extreme distress and there is a possibility of danger to myself or to other people around me, then this is an extreme situation and 911 needs to be called immediately. Never, ever put yourself at risk. If the person is not a danger to themselves or others, then they may need to take a medication to help them calm down. For me, that medication is lorazepam, otherwise known as Ativan. The thing with Ativan is it doesn't work right away. It takes time to get into your system. So the rules for my health is I'm allowed to take one Ativan, but then I have to wait a minimum of 2 hours before I can take the next Ativan, if the Ativan is still needed. The reason we came up with that wait is we want to encourage me to use skills to intervene so that I don't have to depend constantly on pharmaceuticals to get me through a moment. When you take Ativan, like I said, it takes a little bit for it to kick in. You take it. Oh, it's not working. I'm going to take another one. Nope, not working. I'm going to take another one. All of a sudden, all 3 of them kick in at once, and you're out. So it's important to sit down and work with your client and your client's health team to determine if and when medication is to be administered if your client is in distress. The ultimate goal is to de-escalate the situation before medications are delivered. Once I start to calm down or I start to de-escalate myself, I move down to the 4 to 7 category. What I recommend for me at this point is a breathing exercise. And I do something called square breathing. I breathe in for a count of 4. I hold it for a count of 4. I breathe out for a count of 4. I breathe in for a count of 4. And I just cycle through that. Breathing focuses my body on what is happening to me internally. So if it is an external trigger that has caused the distress, by me focusing only on my breathing, the trigger no longer has power over me. The other thing is I just like to count. I find it very soothing to just count. So the whole 1, 2, 3, 4, that's just calming to me in itself. Remember, everybody is different. But by having these things written down on paper, then you have consistency across all of the staff, and you have consistency with what their health team has recommended for them. With the 4 to 7 category, the other additional thing that I do is I write up my own personal journal entry about it so that I can take it to my counselor and we'll go through the incident together and debrief, where I can try to figure out what prompted me to behave that way. Was there anything that I could have done in the moment that I didn't do? How can we prevent it from happening again in the future? It is always best to be proactive versus reactive. If you can prevent something from occurring, that is the easiest route than having to deal with the consequences of a reaction. Now, the last one, 1 to 4, that one for me is me going for a walk. Or it's me saying to my worker, I'm tired, I need to go for a nap. It's me using a stress ball. The distress here is very minimal. Yes, it is distressful, but it is manageable with simple, skilled intervention. So, 7 to 10, I'm a danger to myself and or others, and 911 needs to be called. 4 to 7, I am upset, I'm having trouble regulating what I'm feeling, I'm pacing, I'm agitated. I am focusing on my breathing, removing me away from the trigger or the trigger away from me, and then writing a journal entry for me to take to my healthcare team to debrief on the situation. And 1 to 4, this is stress ball. This is going for a nap, going for a walk. Yes, mildly agitated, but a distraction is all that I need, and I'm back down to where I need to go. It is my recommendation that if your client struggles with regulating their emotions, that doing up a crisis action plan for that individual client is one of the best things that you can do.